Hey friends, Shay here. So this is going to be my first time talking since I started filming for this vlog. So in this vlog, I'm going to be reading all of my 2025 arcs. I only have like 4. So we're just going to go ahead and knock those out early. As part of my Read What You Own, Izzy is also doing this. I will leave her video linked down below so that you can check that one out as well. She's got a few more in hers than I will have in mine. So if you're not seeing something that you're anticipating in the upcoming year in mine, you might see it in hers. I'm pretty sure neither of us have Onyx Storm in ours. So if you're looking for that, that's not going to be here. I'm sorry. But the first book I'm reading is Blood on the Tide. So you're going to ask, Shay, why are you reading Blood on the Tide? Blood on the Tide came out in 2024. Well, I got approved for Rebel in the Deep as well, but I hadn't read Blood on the Tide yet, which I also had as an arc. So I'm going to start by reading Blood on the Tide so I can read Rebel in the Deep. And then I've got a few more. I'm about 25% into Blood on the Tide now. And in true Caylee fashion, I'm still enjoying it. Sadly, with this one, I'm having a hard time connecting to one of our heroines. We have a sapphic relationship going on here. So we have a Selkie, Maeve, loving her storyline, loving her character right now. Lizzie is the one I'm having a hard time with. Granted, she was arch enemy kind of in the last book, so I think my brain is kind of stuck in that mode with her. So I'm hoping that calms down as I get further in. But for now, I am still enjoying it. The overarching plot, the macro plot, is still giving me a lot right now, and so I'm really enjoying that. And I've heard I'm going to be really excited for Rebel in the Deep by the time I finish this one, especially from the few reviews I've seen. So very much looking forward to that. So with that said, I am going to continue reading. When I have more thoughts, I'll come back and chat with you. I'm not sure if I'll chat with you before the end. If I warm up to Lizzie in the next little bit, I'll definitely let you know. You might not see my face again till I finish this. It might just be B-roll. I might not be talking till I finish. Not sure how I'm going to feel. If I feel like talking, I'll come back. But I hope you're enjoying this style of video. I'm changing up my filming / editing style a little bit. I hope you've been enjoying it. And yes, so let's go ahead and keep going on Blood on the Tide.
그대 곁에 있을 사람 내가 되어줄게요 My love 사랑이란 마음만으로
Hi friends, it's the next day. So I wanted to quickly hop on here and talk to you guys about my experience with Blood on the Tide by Katie Robert. So with this one, ultimately, I'm going to give it a 3.5 star. It's not bad, but for my experience with Katie Robert, it's on the lower end for her. So essentially with this one, I had a hard time getting behind Lizzie. Lizzie as a character was hard for me to connect with and to like. There is that morality chain element to Lizzie, which is why this isn't a total dud, because I love morality chain stories. But I had a harder time connecting with her. Katie really did try to humanize her vampire as much as she could in this book, but it didn't quite land for me, which is a bummer. But it's not a bad book. And the macro plot totally exploded in this one. We met someone very prominent to the future of the series. So I'm very much looking forward to diving into the next book in the series, which you'll probably see in this vlog. I don't think I'm going to read it right away though, so that we can explore the macro plot more, because that's currently where I'm invested. This doesn't happen often with Katie for me. I just didn't connect with this one. I liked the previous one a little bit better. I still only gave that one a 4 star, so it's not significantly above where this one was. I am just sad that I didn't enjoy Lizzie's story as much as I hoped to. But Maeve, her love interest, I adored. I thought she was very well represented, very well done. Really, really loved her. So yeah, it was very fantastic. Really, really enjoyed it. and looking forward to continuing on to the next book for this series.
할 수도 있지만 떠나가면 안 돼, 떠나가면 안 돼.
약속. 1, 2, 3, 4.
내 맘에 그대가 불어와 향기로운 꽃을 피우고 내일을 기다리는 이유 It's you Always you
Okay, friends, so it is the next day, and I have now finished Into the Woods by Jenny Holiday. I've not said much about this book at this point, so let's just talk about it. So this is a summer camp romance between a rock star whose band just broke up and a dance teacher, like a dance studio owner, in the middle of like her midlife crisis. So she's kind of trying to figure out life. He's trying to figure out life. They both end up working at this summer camp and things ensue from there. This one was cute for what it was. There is some talk of like childhood traumas and childhood like neglect. So if that's like a trigger for you, just be careful. I think everything was handled very carefully and with grace, and I think it was very well done. But overall, this one's just a 4. It's not a new favorite. I don't think it's bad. It was weird to read it in the winter since it was a summer camp romance. So I think the publisher maybe should have thought about that before they chose January to release this book. But I'm not a publisher, so I can't tell you for sure. Anyway, it was cute. I really liked both the characters by the end. There were some like really bad fame tropes early in the book, and those kind of set me off a little bit. So it took me a bit to warm up to this book. I don't think it's a bad book necessarily, but it just takes a minute to adjust to what's going on in the book. You see some characters from other books like Canadian Boyfriend and some things like that. So it was fun. I had a good time with it, but I'm okay to just not physically own that one. I'm okay that I just got it as an ARC. I don't need to like buy it as something to have on my shelf because I'll revisit it. So that's kind of where I'm standing on that one. Next up, I'm going to be reading Unromance by Erin Connor. I've not read anything from Erin Connor before, so this will be fun. So let's see what this next book has in store for me. Hello, we have once again moved to the next day, but I finished Unromance. This was just really, really fun. Essentially, we have a romance author and a former romance star who are like having a good time together. Like, I went into this book relatively blind, and I'm kind of glad I did, honestly. Like, I think it was way more fun not knowing a ton about it going into it. Now, this is a one-night stand turning into more kind of situation, so there is some steam involved. I know some of the people who watch me don't love steam, so if you're not one of my steamy friends, probably pass on this one. But again, this is like a love letter to romance lovers. I thought it was really well done. I will definitely be picking up more Erin Connor in the future, and I'm very much looking forward to more from this author. Really glad I read this one. This one hasn't come out yet. By the time you're seeing this video, it comes out the following Tuesday. It comes out the 14th. But either way, solid 4 stars. Solid first book for an author for me, and I will definitely be picking up more. It didn't quite have that like X factor to like give me a little more for it, but I thought the banter was really witty. I really liked the chemistry between the hero and the heroine, and had a really good time with it. So now we're going to move on to one that I think will be a 5-star at the very least, maybe a 6-star, because the other 2 in this series were 5 stars for me, and that is Once Smitten, Twice Shy. I've been waiting for this book. This is by Chloe Leese. So I'm very excited to get into this one.
다행일지 몰라 사실 말야 내 목소리 들으면 갑자기 말문이 턱하고 막힐 것만 같아.
Okay, I have to update you because I'm about 26% into Once Smitten, Twice Shy, and I'm obsessed. This is feeling like 6-star territory here. I love Will. I love Juliet. I liked Juliet previous to this book because this is book 3 in the Wilmot Sisters series. So she's a character I've been wanting to see her happily ever after for a long time. You see her in a toxic relationship in the previous books. She got out of that. She went away to Scotland to lick her wounds, and she has this one night in a pub, and she meets this guy. They share a dance. She takes off because it feels too intense. That's Will. And they get reacquainted because he's friends with Christopher, the next door neighbor, the hero of book 2. And they were having like a reunion style party, and so he was there for that. But he had escaped because he's neurodivergent. Noise is a big thing for him. So he was escaping the noise and ended up in her family's greenhouse. It started to downpour, so she ran in there with the cat, and so they get reacquainted that way. They decide to fake date. I am loving this. I love the representation that Chloe Leese has here. She's owned voices for the neurodivergence and for the medical condition of our heroine, which is like I forget the name of it. I'll put it here so that you guys know what that is. This is really good. I love it so much. I love Chloe Leese a lot anyway, but this one might be my favorite in the series, and that's a hard sell. All 3 of these faintly have Shakespeare influence. I want to say this one's A Midsummer Night's Dream. I don't remember. The first one was Much Ado About Nothing, which is my favorite Shakespeare play ever. The second one was Taming of the Shrew, one of my other favorite Shakespeare plays. So all of this series has been fantastic so far, but this one might take the cake, which is saying a lot because Much Ado About Nothing is my favorite. So there's so much I love about this. So I had to come on here and tell you I'm loving it. It's feeding my soul, giving me life. So yes, we're in 6-star territory at this point. We'll see how this continues, and I will talk with you guys once I have more to say.
갑작스런 말에 부담될까.
Sometimes a book makes you giggle and you just have to document it. Yes, thank you for this. Hello friends. So, it is the end of my workday, and I've been meaning to film this clip for days. So I am sorry for the bad quality and probably bad sound, but I really wanted to talk to you guys about Once Smitten, Twice Shy. This book is perfection to me. This is a book that mightily was truly amazing. Like, I've really enjoyed all the installments in the series up to this point, but there is something about Juliet and Will that scratched the perfect itch for me. Like, it was truly just so perfect. I kicked my feet like a little girl, squealing while reading this book. Their conversations, their angst, their tension was amazing. The slow build of it was amazing. Yes, there are some steamy scenes, and I feel like they were very well done, as they always are with Chloe Leese. Now, with Chloe Leese, there is always, X factors to them, where something else, some underrepresented, usually something neurodivergent, is there. There was a chronic illness represented in this particular one, and I loved it. Now, none of these are my particular representations, but having a partner who is neurodivergent himself, I really I felt everything for our hero. because he is very much like my spouse. And I loved everything. Like, it's hard for me to form coherent sentences because of the love that I have for this book. It is so well written. It truly just sucked me in. I didn't want to put this book down. It was perfection to me. And I just love that in the first 4 books that I read in the calendar year, I found a new favorite. I've been really lucky the last couple of years to find new favorites in January of that particular year. And last year's was still in my like top books of 2024. So like, it's just so good. And like, there are lines in this book that live rent-free in my head. I will be adding these things once I can get my hands on a physical copy. I will truly be annotating it. I will reread it probably this month because I am that obsessed. And when an audio comes out of it, I will listen to it because that is how obsessed with this book I am. It is one of those things where I'm going to recommend it to everybody. Now, when it comes to the spicy scenes, they can be skipped over if spice isn't your thing. Granted, these are done in such a way that it's very tasteful, and it's not just smut for smut's sake. It's more an expression of where they're at in their relationship, and it is so beautiful. Like, during one of them I cried. It's so beautiful. And the way that they just come together is stunning. You know, it starts as a, you know, I need to learn how to potentially get a partner. Let's try fake dating. And of course they catch feelings because they already had feelings before they made this agreement. They were just looking for excuses to spend time together, and it fed my soul. It just fed my soul in the best way. So with that said, that is the end of this video. I'm really sorry for the crappy angle and the crappy sound for this final clip, but I really want to get this up to you guys. And this turned more into a reading arcs until I find a new favorite vlog than a reading all of my 2025 arcs. I only have one left, and that's Rebel in the Deep. So if you want to see that in a vlog, let me know down below and I'll do that. I may just do it in a members vlog as well. So we'll see how I'm feeling. And yeah, so with that said, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you are here just because you love me, leave me your favorite flower emoji, and I will see you guys in the next one.